Gang, welcome back to another Level Up video. Hope you are very well. We are going to get into this week's topic, and I actually asked a question box over on Instagram, and I had a surplus of questions that I didn't answer, so I thought I'd basically make a long form video on the ones that I didn't answer. I'm just going to basically pick up one and then basically just make multiple videos on the surplus questions. So, without further ado, first question is, what are the three most important things for coaches to be doing on a daily basis? And yeah, three of the most important things is doing, so actively doing, learning, and staying in their own lane. Okay, so the latter, staying in their own lane. The latter, the amount of coaches that will steer into other people's lanes, the amount of coaches that will steer into other coaches' lanes is phenomenal. It happens in a couple of ways. If the coach has a coach, what the coach will do is they'll try and copy their coach. So you see loads and loads and loads of mini-me's from a very dominant coach in the industry. So say, for example, there's a coach who's absolutely killing it, and then coaches will invest in that coach to just generally learn, right? What happens is after that is you just see thousands of mini versions of that coach. Essentially what happens with doing that and not staying in your own lane and copying a very successful coach, what happens is you kind of look like a wish version of the coach. You look like a second grade version of a coach, and it's so apparent on social media that you're trying to be that coach, that people don't really buy from you. They'll actually buy from the successful coach. Why would you go to a second grade version of that coach? Why would you not go to that coach? And considering the cost difference between you two, yeah, they would just go to that person, right? So the most important thing that I would do as an online coach is to find my niche, find my own lane, and just fucking stick to it. Because people buy from people, and if you're not being yourself and you're not offering what's in your heart of hearts and you're not helping the people who you want to help, it's just so apparent. And you'll never become a successful coach by trying to veer into someone else's lane. The reason why horses have blinkers is to stay in their own lane. So if they veer into another lane, I don't know if you've ever tried to run a 100-meter dash or 200 meters or whatever, and you're consistently looking side by side, right? You're consistently looking behind your shoulder. You're consistently looking at what other people are doing, right? What tends to happen is you slow down, right? So the whole reason why horses have blinkers is they have one goal, one trajectory, and they're just going to get to that goal, versus consistently looking around what other fucking horses near them, right? Or looking at another horse and trying to copy their fucking run style. They have a run style? Anyway. But they stay in their own lane, right? That's the most important message that I'll get through to you there. Also, doing. The amount of coaches who will think about doing something and not do it is phenomenal. The best way that you can learn, and obviously we'll get onto the learning section in a minute, the best way that you can learn as an online coach is by doing the thing, right? So why are you good at lifting? Why are you good at running? Why are you good at cycling, right? You're probably very shit at it, but with practice, you're probably very good at the thing, right? Repetition, right? What was it? Repetition builds reputation, right? So the more times you do something, the better you're going to be at that thing. So don't avoid doing as an online coach. You're going to fuck up. Content creation, you just fucking saw me spit my words out. Who cares? I'm going to post it. It's me, right? But the more you do, the better the outcome, and the better at the thing you will become. Okay, so if you do your first video or have your first video, it's probably going to be shit. It's probably going to be shit. The first Canva image that you create, it's probably going to be shit. The first email that you create, it's probably going to be shit. The first of anything that you're ever going to do is going to be shit. But that shouldn't stop you from doing it. Okay. Because if you do it, then you learn from your mistakes, and that's how you get better at that thing. So one of the biggest pieces of advice that I would ever tell any coach to do on a daily basis is to go and actually fucking do it. Go and do the work. Okay. Because you will become better at everything. Okay. The last thing is like, yeah, I suppose like learning, right? So having something to learn from every single day. The vast majority of things where my schedule lets me, I will try to have 30 minutes of education around anything, coaching, whether that be psychology, whether that just be like just generally business in general, right? Marketing, selling. I will try to have that every single day, because if I just stand still, I'm not progressing. So as an online coach, if you want to progress, do learn, stay in your fucking lane. They're the three things that I would be doing on a daily basis. Okay? Go do.